the other foundation they was going on was already rocky. You know what I'm saying? The foundation that they tried to establish was rocky. So the fact they was able to fix it and steer the ship the right way, that's why I say Marvel's back.
What
They
I mean,
understanding their mistakes and
what
they're
I
pivoting and doing what the fans want to see with the show.
thanks for tuning in to the No Clearance Podcast. Now subscribe, hit that like button, and enjoy the clip.
No clearance.
Let's get to it. It's time for Jalen's Nerd News. Jay, what we got going on, man?
All right, so this week we got some big news in the Marvel world. Well, not just the Marvel world, but the Spider-Man world. So CinemaCon is going on right now. That's when all the movie studios, it's like D23 or Comic-Con and all those conventions they do. And yesterday at the Sony panel, they finally announced what the name of Spider-Man 4 is going to be. The one with Tom Holland, of course. It's going to be called Spider-Man Brand New Day.
I like that.
And Zendaya is officially coming back, as well as the redheaded actress Sadie Sink from Stranger Things. They're saying she might be playing Mary Jane because she's a redhead. So we don't know. There might be two MJs. He might have to make a choice between the white girl and the black girl. I don't know. I'm picking Zendaya if I was him. Also, in other Spider-Man news, they finally announced that the sequel to Spider-Man Across the Multiverse, Across the Spider-Verse, the Miles Morales animated movies, they finally announced that the sequel's coming out in 2027. And they dropped some stills and images of the movie that's supposed to be dropping in 2027. From the images I've seen, looks great. I just don't know why it's taking so long. It was supposed to come out this year. So there was some drama, I guess, with the writing, they couldn't figure out the story, and then it kept getting delayed. Now it's official, 2027. Boom, it's coming out. Like 5 years after the first one. So that's some big Sony news and big Spider-Man news this week that dropped. I was excited about it. What I really want to talk about, though, this week is Daredevil. Episode 4 and 5. Again, we're a week behind, so...
Five
5 and 6. 5 and 6. We're a week behind. This last week they dropped 2 episodes. 2 solid episodes, I thought. The first episode, episode 5, I see why they dropped it with episode 6. Because if it was dropped by itself, people would be like, this is okay. Because it wasn't with the storyline, it kind of felt like it was outside. It was his own adventure. It was like a bank robbery. Bunch of Irish dudes try to rob a bank, and Daredevil's doing Daredevil shit without being Daredevil. It was pretty cool. The cool thing I thought is they had a cameo from Miss Marvel's dad in the episode, which was cool. But it was okay episode, middle of the pack episode. Good episode 5 if you only have 10 episodes. Episode 6, on the other hand, back to being fire. That's all I got to say. We got Daredevil finally bringing out the suit, fighting a new villain who's a serial killer who's killed about 60 people that nobody knew that he killed 60 people, and he's painting murals around the city of New York with their blood. And they didn't find out. And Wilson Fisk, the mayor, he's all upset because the police didn't figure this out. The sanitation department figured this out because they tried to take down the murals. And then they're like, we can't get it off. They do a test on the paint, found out there's blood in it. About 60 people's worth of blood. There's a serial killer going around. And they kidnapped White Tiger's niece, the Puerto Rican superhero, Casey, just so you know.
Appreciate that.
And then Daredevil has finally reached his limit. He's like, fuck it, I'm putting the suit back on. And he goes and fucks Muse up and saves the little Puerto Rican girl. And at the same time, Wilson Fisk is beating up his wife's ex affair partner. He just whooping his ass just because he's mad. Like he gave him an axe. He was like, kill me. His nigga came with the max. He started pat, 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 pat. Just started beating the fuck out of him. And at the same time, he's beating the fuck out of the dude his wife cheated on him with. Daredevil's beating up this the villain. His name is Muse. And they're fighting. It's like parallels of both these guys going back to their old ways. So I thought the sixth episode was way better than the fifth episode, but I thought the fifth episode was solid.
I thought 5 was better than 6. I thought 6
Interesting.
provided it was a cool scene at the end, but something about Daredevil trying to be Daredevil without the suit
I thought it was
that
cool.
I found more appealing. I also thought 5 was a bit. I mean, look, it just to me it had a little bit more action.
Yeah, it was shorter.
In regards to the bank robbery, and then of course him like fighting dude at the end and just breaking his freaking leg like
Yeah,
that
when
was
he broke that
absolutely
dude's leg, that was
absurd.
crazy.
Did they need to force the fact that was Kamala Khan's father?
I didn't think they needed
I
to
don't
go.
think so.
They
They
could
could
have
have
just said it
just
was him.
he could have just been a regular
He could have just
smegular.
said, "Oh, my name's so and so Khan," and we'd have been like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Kamala's dad." That's what I
Yeah,
did.
they could have, he could have, of course, a father gonna be proud of his
Yeah.
kids. He gonna tell you he got a daughter and whatnot, right? But there was a little bit of doing a
He
lot.
pulled out the
It
bobblehead.
was a little Disney. There was a
Yeah.
little Disney parts
He
of
pulled
it.
out the
You feel me?
bobblehead of Miss Marvel. He was like, "Yeah, you never heard of Miss Marvel?
Yeah.
I love
So,
Miss Marvel." And then he started talking about his daughter, and I was like,
but 6 was very important. 6 was very important. You know what, man? I little less respect for Kingpin, just a little bit. Let the nigga live, bro. It's your lady the one that got in the affair with the man. You feel me?
"Yeah,
Either stay
crash
with the
out
lady or keep it pushing.
Yeah, you're right."
Now I know it's the Kingpin. I know, you know what I'm saying, but the man, he's such a boss with everything else in his life.
Yeah.
So I find this to be sad to see. But to show both of them kind of getting back. See, it would have made more sense to me if he was beating the dog shit out of one of the mafias or one of the
one of the mafia
underground.
guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would have made a little more. That would have put bigger stakes on it if he was
Yeah,
beating the
good point.
dog mess out of somebody like that. But no, you gonna beat up the nigga
That you
was
have
messing with your
captive.
wife, and he probably ain't even know.
And he's had him captive for
He's
God
had him
knows how
locked up for
long.
weeks.
He malnourished. He
Man,
ain't strong.
weak.
He
He
weak.
can't fight, right?
He
Nah,
ain't
that's
shaved
cold.
or cut his
That ain't
hair
right.
forever. He's skinny.
But I guess
But
that
that's also
is
his
showing the
secret too.
difference.
At the same time, because he
Fair.
doesn't want to expose it to the world. Because if he wanted to expose it to the world, he would have beat up one of the mafia bosses. But since it's his secret,
But that's also showing. I guess that can also show the difference between them two, right? Daredevil out here beating nigga up to save somebody's life, and Kingpin out here beating nigga up to save his ego. Those are, while they're the same, they're two different people at the same time. You feel me? So, no, it's good. It's good, KC. I can't lie.
Okay.
It's good. We'll see how these last 3 go.
Yeah. It's 9 episodes. Yeah, 3.
Yeah, to say, here's my thing, right? And here's what I want to say about it, because I've been making these statements, right?
Mm-hmm.
One show does not mean Marvel's back. And the thing about it is, the thing about the Daredevil joint is, they already had a good foundation to continue
build
on.
off of. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
True, good point.
It's not like they make it do, something fresh.
But
and then trying to,
that's actually a good point.
But here's my thing.
That's hold on. That's like when. But listen, go ahead.
The fact that they was able to salvage the series after they already started going wrong with it. They already filmed 6 episodes before they scrapped it and started redoing it. And they literally are putting. You could tell that some parts were filmed before other parts. And
for sure.
The fact that they're able to stitch it together. Any other production that did some shit like this would have failed. It would have never been good. Yes, Tyler had a foundation, but the other foundation they was going on was already rocky. You know what I'm saying? The foundation that they tried to establish was rocky. So the fact they was able to fix it and steer the ship the right way, that's why I say Marvel's back.
What I mean,
understanding their mistakes and they're pivoting and doing what the fans want to see with this show. Captain America, I think they just wanted to throw that out because they disrespected Anthony Mackie. But I think this is the start of it, because the next thing after this is Thunderbolts, and that thing looks amazing. So,
look,
I think we back.
I
like that. I like that.
I get that,
I think we're back. Okay.
I think we're back.
I think we're back is a lot better. Yeah. I feel like the Daredevil. It was like when John Gruden took over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers after Tony Dungy built the team up, and then they go win the Super Bowl the next year. You feel what I'm saying? They have 4 seasons of shit to build off.
That analogy doesn't really.
My bad. KC, Tony, the Buck. There was a time where there's one football
I already know.
team.
Michelle and Destiny's Child. Mm-hmm.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
Is it Michelle?
Yeah, Michelle was in Destiny's Child. Tyler, come on, that's the third one.
This one football team is absolutely terrible, right? A coach build up the team. They fire him.
He don't even get the analogy. Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right.
I get the analogy.
Let me use my analogies,
I get
nigga.
the analogy, Tyler.
Let me use my analogy.
Yeah, you get it. But
my bad, KC.
I get it.
My bad, KC. So all I'm saying is, they had a solid 4 seasons. So even if you fuck up a couple episodes, like, all right, let's do our due diligence. Make sure we study this.
It's been so long though. Usually when you go wait a long time, usually when you wait a long time and you bring a show back after this amount of time, even if you have that foundation, it comes out ass sometimes.
That's not true. Top Boy. Never forget.
That don't count.
So that what do you mean it don't count?
Because British TV be taking mad years in between seasons all the time. I'm just saying, it's a British thing. It's not American, Tyler. If we're going to stick to how you feel about things. If it ain't American, don't count. I'm just saying to you. If it ain't American, it don't count.
One in the chamber.
If it ain't American, it don't count. Yeah, got you with your whole logic. How you feel about that?
Wow.
About that?
Okay.
You ate that. That was good. Good job, Jalen.
Yes,
fair. Fair. All right, well, but solid. KC has been solid. I just hope they
maintain.
I hope they maintain. I feel like they should keep the rest of these episodes with how we gonna take down this Muse nigga. Now I know there's some things with Kingpin. Kingpin just rounded up a bunch of dirty cops to create a whole task force to take down vigilantes. Even though it should be to take down the Muse nigga, but
he's using it as like vigilantes,
he's using
blank
it
slate,
for political type stuff. But he rounded up a bunch of dirty cops to do this. Yeah, he got a bunch of dirty cops. I think Daredevil will not only be trying to take down a bad guy, but he's going to be pretty much going against the city as well. So we'll still not the city, but the police force. So we'll see how this goes. It should be very interesting.
It's gonna be interesting because we got another 9 episodes after these 3. They already have the other 9 episodes filmed, so the next year probably gonna be when the next season comes out. I think that's when everything that we're seeing, Kingpin and all that, will probably hit the climax.
Yeah.
And that's our take on Daredevil. No clearance.